Okay, so let's talk about convertibles quickly. Convertibles have an inherent problem where they're, well, missing their roofs. And this weakens the vehicle's structure. You see, tin tops and vehicles with hard roofs have the benefit of having a completed circle. And a circle is nice and strong. A cage is nice and strong. A box is nice and strong. Something that's open on one end isn't going to be as strong. And that's where convertibles suffer a little bit. You have a heavy engine in the front, you have the rear wheels, the axles, the differentials, and some passengers sitting in the middle. But there's nothing really in the middle to connect the front and the back, except really the floor, and in the Mazda MX-5's case, the PPF, the power plant frame. So the doors form part of the integral structure. The better you can have the doors closed and the more firm you can have them closed, the stiffer the entire chassis is going to be. And that's the theory around the door bushings on the Mazda MX-5. Ordinarily, and from the factory, they come with rubber bushings, and these locate into a cup. And this is supposed to complete, or at least help complete, the connection from the front to the back and make it a little more stiff. If not, well, then it starts to all twist. By changing out to the Delrin, a slightly harder than rubber material, you're improving that connection, you're improving that bond between the door and the chassis. And in theory, it's supposed to make the car less flexible. It'll eliminate a few rattles, and it should make the steering a little more responsive. It should eliminate a bit of what they call cowl or scuttle shake, where the back end moves around independently from the front. Now, this vehicle has a couple of inherent squeaks. We hear it here from the back, but that's this backboard. Now, I'm going to apologize for the bouncy camera, but you see, I'm deliberately taking this bouncy, rickety road because I want to feel if there is an improvement over uneven surfaces, where you're probably going to feel it the most. The front's being articulated and the back's being articulated, but not at the same time. So it's causing a little bit of wiggle in the chassis. So let's see, I've installed the Delrin door bushings, and I want to see now if it does indeed feel a little stiffer. And just now here, these first few minutes of driving, it does feel a bit different. But I don't know if that's a placebo effect. You know, you change something and all of a sudden the car feels faster, despite the fact that you just changed a steering wheel. It's odd. So let's drive it a bit. Let's see. Does it genuinely feel a little more taut? A little less squeaky? I think that's the one we're going for. Wow, and I'll tell you what, there's a rut in the road there, runs across there. And ordinarily, if I go over that, front wheel articulation happens and then the rear wheel articulation, as it ordinarily would. And you'd hear a rattle in the back. In fact, you'd actually feel it. You would feel it. And I don't think I'm feeling it as bad anymore. No door bushing is going to eliminate or make up for the fact that you're missing a roof. Plain and simple. But the firmer the door bushing, the firmer the connection. The theory, at least. But I'll tell you what, I think it actually is genuinely better. I'm rather fortunate that I get paid to do this for a living, analyze cars. So I think I can tell when my own car feels a bit better. Okay, let's go. We've got a couple of little twisty bits and pieces here. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. I like this. And mid-corner articulation there. And this uneven surface. Yeah, this is great. This is great. It's actually brilliant. I'm suitably impressed. So these Delrin door bushings from Moss Miata cost me in the region of $44. What that is in South African rands, well, depends on what the president's doing that day. Our exchange rate fluctuates so violently. I got them in. Customs, as I said, was a bit of an issue. I mentioned that in my installation video. It took me all of 10-15 minutes to install these, but it's made a banging difference. It really has. It's made a great difference. I'm going to have to do this in the NA. I'm just going to have to. It is one of those must-do mods. I read about it on the internet. You have to do it. It's one of the first mods you must do. Didn't really believe them. Now I do. I'm sold. I think the next thing is to fit the Frankenstein bolts, put the hardtop on, and then see what it comes together like as a package. Delrin door bushings and a nice ceiling hardtop.